Hey everybody, I want to welcome you guys to the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, basketball, hot topics, classic debates, and where we give you a general perspective on things and how we see them. And in this particular topic, the topic is the real reason Kawhi Leonard is still the best basketball player in the world. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. And also don't forget to check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which is linked in the description below, and follow us on Twitter and all of that. So let's just get into the topic or the content right here. Now, all of you guys know Kawhi Leonard is my favorite basketball player in the world. I make no qualms about that. I don't hide my feelings on that. He's my favorite player. Everyone has a favorite player, right? Everyone has a favorite player in the NBA. Some people like LeBron, some people like KD, some people like Anthony Davis, some people like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, whatever it is. We all have our preferences. For me, I think it's Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's the best player to me. Probably because he reminds me of my favorite player, of all time, in Kobe Bryant. Because of similarities and them, being connected together, and given the fact that Kobe worked with Kawhi, trained him, and all this different stuff, and they had a relationship. So probably that plays a role, and it certainly does. But I just like Kawhi Leonard's game. I think he's a great defensive player, great offensive player, very efficient. I like the way he goes about his business. I just like Kawhi Leonard. He's my favorite player. So Kawhi Leonard, however, has also for himself shown his ability to improve over time. He's shown that, listen, he didn't come into the league with all this hoopla and all of this, all of this fanfare. Now, granted, when he did come into the NBA, he was sort of known as a defensive specialist when he started playing with the San Antonio Spurs. But if we look at his career trajectory, he's always improved. First year in the league in 2011, the guy averaged, 8 points a game. The next season, he averaged 12. The next season, he averaged 13. The following season, he averaged 16.5. Then he bumped his scoring up to 21.2 points a game. Then that offseason is when he started working with Kobe Bryant, when Greg Popovich told Kobe Bryant, or rather asked him during the All-Star break, to stay in the air. Kawhi Leonard, you guys can go out there and hunt that information down. This is it's all out there. It's all public. And then all of a sudden, his scoring output went from 21.2 points a game and jumped to 25.5 points a game. And all of a sudden, you saw a fadeaway, pull-up jump shot. His footwork improved, and he started to become a very, very polished NBA player. And that's when people started drawing this comparisons between him, Kobe, Jordan, all this, because of his playing style. And some people feel like that just fell out of the sky. No, you don't just start playing like Kobe Bryant for no reason. Kobe worked with Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kobe was a bit maniacal with his approach to basketball, and I didn't know of any stories of him training with Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant plays exactly like Michael Jordan, and I think he was able to study Jordan from afar. But also he had he had a direct line of communication with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan echoed that in his memorial speech when for Kobe Bryant's unfortunate passing. He spoke about the relationship that him and Kobe had, but also there's a lot of video out there where Kobe is saying how he would ask Michael about how he hits his turnaround jump shots and how to feel for the defense and all of these different things. Then the following season, Kawhi Leonard had a falling out with the San Antonio Spurs, where he only played 9 games and he averaged 16.2 points a game for that season. Then he went over to the Toronto Raptors and had a career year, averaging 26.6 points a game. And he really showed his worth, even averaged over 3.3 assists. And then last season, he had another career year with points, scoring over 27 points a game, shooting 47% from the field, 38% from the three-point line, 88% from the free throw line, getting you 7.1 rebounds and 4.9 assists and 1.8 steals a game. So that's Kawhi Leonard. Very solid, very, very, very solid stat line. Now, we all remember the run that he had with the Toronto Raptors, which really, catapulted him into the spotlight, with the run that he had with the Toronto Raptors, beating the Philadelphia 76ers in 7 games, hitting that buzzer beater, Game 7 buzzer beater that was heard all around the world, with the drama and all of that in that series, and going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, being down 2 games, everyone picking the Milwaukee Bucks to beat Kawhi Leonard and these boys, came back, won the next 4 games, went to the NBA Finals. Most of the people, sports commentators, all of these guys picked the Golden State Warriors to win the game. Even Stephen A. Smith, all of them did. You guys can go back and look at the tape, and you can see all of these guys saying, Shannon, all of them did, right? Picked the Golden State Warriors to win that series and won that series, right? So it's unbelievable. You pick the Golden State Warriors to win this series, they lose, and all of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard was lucky. All right, whatever, fine. And some people like to make the argument, hey, listen, Klay Thompson was injured. Well, listen, when Kawhi Leonard was putting his goon down on the Golden State Warriors with KD that first year, they were going to go win when they eventually went to win the title with Kevin Durant on the roster. Might I add, they were down 25 points in game 1, and Kawhi Leonard was killing these guys. They were down 25 points. No other team had the Golden State Warriors down 20-something points. Not even the Cavaliers, who went to the finals, had them down 25 points. So Kawhi Leonard got injured, and they lost the next 4 games. So if Kawhi Leonard was still playing, the Golden State Warriors got lucky that game. So I don't like to get into these type of conversations with people. Oh, they got. I don't like people say whatever it is to fit their, to fit the point that they're trying to make. So he had his run with the Toronto Raptors, and then he decided, hey, listen, I want to go play with the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm from LA. I want to go play with them. Was able to bring along Paul George with him. And they had a pretty up and down season. Players were in and out of the lineup. Health was always an issue. Pat Beverly was out at stretches. Paul George was out at stretches. Montrezl Harrell was out at stretches. Kawhi Leonard was load managing up and down all throughout the regular season. Then they went into the playoffs. They were able to get past the Dallas Mavericks in the first round in 6 games, and Kawhi Leonard did his thing, came up big for them as usual. I wasn't surprised by any of the things that I was seeing from him, because what I expected from the guy, to be quite honest with you. He came up big for them, and he showed his worth, and he showed why he was worth getting. Then they moved on to the second round of the playoffs, where they started playing against the Denver Nuggets, in which they had a 3-1 lead. But what ended up happening? They ended up blowing that 3-point lead, which is something that none of us saw, probably Nick Wright. And probably some of those people who had 20/20 vision, hindsight, always in hindsight, always, at the end, oh, I knew it, right? Did you pick them? But did you pick the Clippers to win? No, I did, but I knew they were going to lose. So why'd you pick them? Oh, I don't know, because, I'm inconsistent. A lot of the people that came out against the Clippers picked the Clippers. That's the most funniest thing. If you thought they were bad, at least Nick Wright was consistent. But if you didn't think they were that good, why'd you pick them in the first place, right? I picked the Clippers, they lost, but at least I'm consistent with it. So they lost. And when they lost, although he had a great playoff run, he had some great numbers. But when they lost, it showed one major room of improvement that Kawhi Leonard could make. The next step he could make. And that step is his leadership. Kawhi Leonard, there were these rumors going around that, hey, listen, Kawhi Leonard is not a leader. He leads by example, but he cannot galvanize troops. He cannot get his guys to be in the right state of mind to compete. Now, granted, I'm not in the locker room with the Clippers. I don't know what's being said behind closed doors, but given the fact of his quiet, calm demeanor, most people assume, hey, listen, this guy is not a very vocal leader. I don't know this. I'm not there with him, so I don't know this. However, this seems to be and granted, and to be fair, Kawhi Leonard is a quiet guy and he doesn't talk much. So I'm sure a lot of people have good reasons for saying that. Now, but it showed that he can improve his leadership. But it reminded me of a time of my favorite basketball player when he had a similar meltdown, let's say, and Kobe Bryant. And I remember when Kobe Bryant blew a 3-1 lead to the Phoenix Suns with Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, and Shawn Marion. I believe Shawn Marion was on that team. I'm not sure, and these guys in 2006. Now, in that 2006 series, the Phoenix Suns won the first game, game 1, 107-102. Then the Lakers won game 2, 99-93. Then they won game 3, 99-92. And then they won game 4, 99-98. And at that point, they were up 3-1 on the Phoenix Suns. And what happened? They then proceeded to go and lose the next 3 games. The next game, game 5, they lost 114-97. Game 6, 126-118. And game 7 was a blowout, 121-90, where everyone said that Kobe Bryant had the game where he pouted, where he basically stopped shooting. Because Kobe, everyone was saying Kobe was a ball hog. He was chucking up too many shots. So Kobe's like, okay, you guys think, okay, I'm just stop shooting. Because you guys may know more than me. Whatever the case was, Kobe lost, right? And he came under a lot of criticism. However, that didn't change the fact that Kobe Bryant was still the best player in the world. Period. So you guys can go back. I'm not going to argue with people that weren't even paying attention to the NBA at that point. Arguing with people who say, no, you don't pay attention to these people. I was following the NBA at that point. Kobe was the best player in the world. Go look at any tape. Everybody was saying it. So that's why me and Nick Wright, I can't get with Nick Wright, because Nick Wright came out and said his foolishness of, oh, Kobe was never the best player in basketball. And that's when they lost me with this dude. That's when they lost me. Everybody knew that except Nick Wright and his followers, right? It didn't change the fact. No one came out and said, oh, Steve Nash is better than Kobe, or Amari Stoudemire or Shawn Marion is better. No one said that, right? And I remember when Kobe lost to the Boston Celtics 2 years later in 2008 in the finals in 6 games. He lost to the Boston Celtics. And what he said was, after he lost, he said, hey, listen, we went up against a nastier team. He didn't talk about we went against a team that could play basketball better than us. No. He said we went against a team that was nastier than we were. Granted, there was some health injury. That happens. But he said they were a nastier team and we needed to improve. And he bounced back. The next year, he won the title. And the following season, he won the NBA title. They beat the Orlando Magic and they ended up getting revenge on the Boston Celtics. And he bounced back. And for me, I believe that Kawhi Leonard will bounce back. I guess that's where all of this is leading to. I believe he can bounce back. I've seen great players bounce back before, so why not Kawhi? I've seen LeBron James bounce back before after his meltdown with the Dallas Mavericks 2011 finals. I think one game he scored like 6 or 8 points. He melted down. No one is going to dispute that except some crazy people. But he melted down, right? But he bounced back. He bounced back, and he failed in the finals. So if LeBron could bounce back, if Kobe could bounce back, why can't Kawhi? Have we seen him? Have we given him a shot yet? Do we know yet? We don't know that. So for me, I definitely think he can bounce back. I think he's good enough. He has all the tools, but there's room for improvement. But I still believe he's the best player in the world. This is just my opinion. And basically, to simplify, the way I would kind of simplify my decision is there's no other player I would pick before picking Kawhi Leonard. Let me just put it that way. If I had to run the gambit in the entire league, there's no other player I would pick before Kawhi. Probably Kevin Durant. Probably if I had to choose, if somebody put a gun to my head, I would probably pick Kevin Durant. So, okay, Kevin Durant, I'll probably pick him before Kawhi Leonard. But that's about it. So for me, he's still the best player in the world. But this is just my opinion. And I think some people kind of get into their feelings about why is he the best player to you? Why is my favorite player not the best player to you? And it can't be like that, right? You can have your opinion as a sports fan and I can have mine. I don't need to have your opinion. We can disagree, but at least I'm giving you my reasoning for it. So before I go too long into this topic, what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about everything I just said, right? Do you still think that Kawhi Leonard is still the best player in the world? And if not, who do you think is better than him? Whoever it is you think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I really want to know what you guys think about this particular topic, actually, given the fact that the NBA season is just around the corner and it's about to kick off. So whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoy the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.